Alright, here we start again. Thank God I checked this. Here's the meat that I prepared. I cut in smaller pieces, about that size, not larger. I have eaten Cipate where the meat is larger. I like it a little bit smaller, good bite size. It cooks well. This is all my beef on this side. Here you got chicken and turkey, chicken breast and turkey breast, about half and half. Here is pork, all in same size cut. Here is my game meat, which will consist of today of deer meat and of moose meat, orignal. So we have here bœuf, poulet et dinde. Moi j'utilise la dinde seulement parce que I make on the side here. I'm only using the turkey because I'm also making a stock. I will fill my Cipate not with water like some people do. I always make a very nice concentrated stock. Yum, yes, tastes already good. And I add some extra spices like bay genier for juniper berries to make a little bit of a wild flavor into it. This will help my wild meat to come through with the flavor. And I also add, of course, a chicken base, a bit salt and pepper. I personally like it. I add always marjolaine or marjoram and some savory sarriette. So this is what I do. Everybody can decide his own spices, no problem. I added a little bit of mixed spices over the meat. Mixed spices, épices mélangées. I added some, not as much as I would like for the whole Cipate, but enough to marinate the flavor into the meat already. And here I put some, for salting it, I use always quite a cheap steak spice. I like the flavor, the little berries and stuff in there add to it. I don't buy this very expensive. I go to Dollarama and buy one for $1, $1.50. That is enough. And don't use too much. Don't overspice too much. Don't forget, my bouillon will be, it's right now already spiced, just ready to eat. You would not add anything if you eat it as a soup or bouillon. So it will give it flavor to the meat and the whole Cipate. Plus, underneath the Cipate, I will put a layer of salted fat, pork fat. And that salt will go into it also, so we'll add more salt to it. Now the bouillon, when it's finished with the turkey, I take all the turkey bones out. And I add the chicken bones and cook the stock more concentrated. I like a really good concentrated stock. So I do it in 2 goes because otherwise I don't have enough place in the pot. And now I will mix this up, nicely mixed, and then it stays overnight in the refrigerator in a pail, all mixed. And tomorrow we set it up and start cooking it, and hopefully that will be just so. Well, we'll see. We'll tomorrow part 2 or part 3 or whatever this will become. Till then, here we are, day number 2. Yesterday I didn't marinate the meat. Now I'm here at the place where I'm preparing the Christmas dinner for a good friend of mine who will learn how to do it, and next year she should be ready to do herself. We peeled potatoes, cut it in the same size a bit as the meat cubes. I peeled onions, sliced it in half, and just dice it in half. The salted pork, which we can buy here easily. I really don't know how easy it is to get it anywhere else in the world. But here, especially around Christmas time, it's in every shelf. I took it out, I sliced it, put it on the bottom. Now this is very salty. You have to remember when you put the Cipate in, and since we marinated the meat already, our cooking will be done completely without adding salt to it. If you do it from scratch, like from just with the water, filling instead of my stock here, you fill it up with water, well, in this case you will have to spice every layer of meat we add and potatoes. You will have to spice extra. Always being careful not to overspice. You rather have to add salt than you have it made too salty. We're making 3 pots today, a small one here, the larger one for my friend, and this medium-sized one for me He will give me, my God, I will freeze it. Next year I will still eat 1 or 2 portions. For the layers, in between the layers of meat, onions, potatoes, this is you put always a layer of pie crust over. You can make your own if you have a good recipe, make your own pie crust. I always buy it. Apparently, the person I learned from had always bought it, and her mom has always bought it, so I'm just passing on the recipe old one. Well, and then we're gonna start. I will show you after the next layer. Here we are again. Now I'm rolling out already some dough. We do in layers. This is for the medium pot. The medium pot is here. I will use some meat. Put a layer of meat on top. Then there's some potatoes. We cut a few potatoes, but I will keep the potato intake very small because we will always cook some more potatoes for the meal anyway. And then some onions. And if my partner will hold the camera for a second, this one layer is done. What I need now to do is add some more spices with the mixed spices. I will add on top of this layer some mixed spices. Normally, if you use water, you would add salt and pepper now to this one layer. But since I think we are spiced well enough, I will not do this. And then there comes a layer of pie crust on top of this. And then we start with the next one, meat, potato. I've started filling up some bouillon in this Cipate already. This is almost full. I will just make sure it's really to the rim with bouillon. And now I will show you how I do this on here. Easiest way is to lift up a little bit the edge of the pat and put the bouillon in there. Now you will see my stock is actually quite jello. I make a really good stock, so it's a bit cold and jello-like. So I open the sides to make sure the stock goes all down the 2-3 layers. Have you seen how the bouillon disappeared there so quickly? That's because I made an easy flow to go down there. I will fill up a little bit more here, and now we do it a bit on the other side, just in case there is some blockage in between. Now we do lift up here a bit. And the same thing on this side. I have to also make sure it has an escape. It's almost full already with stock. So as you can see, there is not much fat on my stock. I decrease, take the fat off once it's cold. I lift up all the fat that has been created from the chicken fat, and because I do not want to add just fat to the Cipate, that would be ugh. And then you close it again, and that is about it. You can also add a little bit up here. Why not? Well, and now you have seen how actually quite simple once you do the preparation. And like I said, we had a very nice morning with coffee and some later on a little bit of wine and a beer. And our Cipate is made for many people in reality. This one will make easy a portion of 6 people to 8 people at a meal. Mine probably 6 easily. This little one, my God, 3 to 4 people can have a good meal on this one. Well, this is it. Merry Christmas on you all, and good luck for your spot if you make some. Bye.